if you got a Blackwell GPU and you're running Linux and your distribution doesn't automatically support that latest cutting edge version of Nvidia driver, this is how you download and install a custom driver on Linux. Alright, first you want to download the version of the driver you need from the Nvidia website. I'm using version 595.58 because I have an RTX 5060. And of course, make sure to download it, and it should be a .run file. You cannot execute this file directly on your machine. As you can see from that Nvidia SMI command, it does not recognize my GPU. The first step to getting the system to recognize it is we gotta install the drivers. To do that, please update your system first with sudo apt update the packages. Then for the actual driver installation, run this command to install necessary packages. Alright, now that it's installed, we want to disable the default new view GPU driver that comes with the Linux. And yes, after you type that, you do need to type blacklist new view and this other line in the actual file for Linux to recognize to blacklist the driver. After that, you gotta do Control O and enter to save the file, and then Control X to exit back out to the file terminal. After that, we gotta run update intro FMS for it to rebuild the FMS. Because like Linux ain't gonna recognize the driver just because the file's there. No, you gotta push it to. Then it knows. Right after that, your computer should fall into a coma, aka restarting. And after restarting, we gotta tear down that display with the command sudo stop gdm3, which shuts down GNOME, or if you're using KDE, you just use your command for KDE. And yes, to do this, you must be root, so do the command su- first. Okay, the screen should go black. Now you can type Control Alt F3. That's a shortcut that'll bring up the actual terminal for you to type in. And now you want to just log in, and you should get a big blue line with red markers. Then you should get this question, like would you like to use the configuration? And the general rule of thumb for this step is if you are installing a new version of that driver, you should always choose no. If you're using an old version, choose yes. I'm using a new version, a cutting edge version, bleeding edge, so I'm gonna choose no. Alright, after that, your screen should go black and you shouldn't see anything else. Then you want to do the Control Alt F3 thing we did before to bring up the terminal entry point. And you just want to restart your computer with that reboot command. Upon signing back in, don't get afraid if like your aspect ratio and your display settings are all like messed up and default and all that. This is known to happen when you're installing a new driver. But the real test of whether that worked or not is if you just open up a terminal and run Nvidia SMI and see that GPU that you used to not have. If y'all thought my tutorial was unclear in any way, or like you have questions about something, feel free to just ask me in the comments, DM me. And if you like this tutorial, please just like. I'm so tired. I can't even speak English properly. Alright, see ya. It's 12:40.